see. Yay. Fantastic. So welcome to Pilates for posture number 2. And you might like, no, my Heidi, welcome everyone. Lovely to see you all. Welcome to Pilates for posture number 2. And I'm going to use my door jam here. So we're starting in a slightly different position. So maybe you've got a door jam. You might even be able to open the door and have some space to use. Have a little look and see. And as always, great to have yourself, if you did have a little soft stability ball, or if you had a bolster, a block, any of those things. And remember, I can absolutely share those things with you. So, oopsie, just sing out. That was a little bit of excitement. Okay, so we have got 1 more minute to go. So, just trying to find a place where you can see me. So you can gather your things, make sure you buy a door jam, and then we can begin. So we're going to start with some belly breathing. So I normally start our live classes at Brooklyn Northland with us lying on our backs and establishing our belly breathing. And we take a count of 5 to inhale and a count of 5 to exhale. And we're going to start the class like that. And that's a great way for us to start. It means that people can come in and join us without us being interrupted as well. So there are 2 different ways I will teach this particular stretch today. It's called Viparita Karani if you do yoga, or legs up the wall. So the first way would be maybe to get something like a soft stability ball, a cushion, a bolster, and pop it against the wall. There's kind of no easy or graceful way to do this, as I will demonstrate. Get your bum at the wall, bring yourself back, and then hook your bottom up and slide your cushion or soft stability ball bolster up underneath your lower back, so that your bottom can hang off the edge. So hopefully you can see my bottom, which means I've got that lovely lumbar spine curve there. My legs are up the wall, and depending on the flexibility of your hamstrings, that will control how far away from the wall you are. So this is a really nice, gentle hamstring stretch. You could be really close to the wall, you could be further away, and then once you've found a comfortable position, if you did have something to go into the back of the head, I like to get all the air out of my blue stability ball, and then it's like a beautiful massage for the back of the neck. But you hopefully by now have your trusty rolled up little hand towel as well. And then just find yourself nice and comfortable here. Maybe let the shoulders roll down the back. Maybe let your upper biceps, these triceps turn. So you're externally rotating your arms, maybe palms up, little tuck of the chin, just so it's nice and soft. And let's start that belly breathing. So we're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're welcome to take a hand onto your belly or even onto the lower ribs and feel those expanding as you inhale, and feel them coming back to the midline as you exhale. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep keep going. I'm going to move, but you stay just where you are. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more minute here. Keep going. Haere tonu in your own time. Inhaling and exhaling. You might better add a little pause at the top of your inhale, a little pause at the bottom of your exhale. Anchoring your breath with that counting, anchoring yourself into your body with your counting as well. Last 30 seconds. Keep going, slowing that breath down, really relaxing. Beautiful. One more big breath in. One more big breath out, and then we'll just roll to one side. And again, there's no graceful way to do this, but no one can see you, so just take your time, move away from the wall, and we'll all gather together back on a little bit more space around us, maybe on your mat, and we'll take a 4-point position. So ready for some really nice slow breathing. And we'll try and keep that 5 count breath now as we take some cats and cows. So as always, we've got these knees underneath our hips. I quite like even putting the block at this middle distance between my knees. It just establishes a little bit of nice core control and a little bit of inner thigh action. You could also put your blown up blue ball there as well. So let's just take a couple of breaths here. Inhaling, feel that belly slowly descend and inflate. Exhale, draw the belly up to your spine. Inhaling, belly and ribs open. Exhaling, draw them back up. Inhaling and exhaling, 3, 4, 5. Can you draw the flesh of your buttocks down towards your feet so that your lower belly comes on, especially on that exhale. Nice job. Okay, so let's exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looking at your belly button. Inhaling the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhaling slowly. Take that full 5 counts to go in each direction. Be really mindful of your body, noticing tight spots or tight spaces which feel more open. The top of the spine, the bottom of the spine, one side and the other. Beautiful. Can you externally rotate your arms? So can you turn your elbows forward a little bit more, but still push through the forearms and the thumbs? So I'm exaggerating. I'm doing that an awful lot. Just a little tiny bit. Those triceps forward so we can broaden through those collarbones. Feel your shoulders going down the back. Great job. So from there we can take our thread the needle. So exactly the same. Again, it's quite nice to have a wee block between the knees. Let's take our right arm up, so the arm furthest away from you, I'm taking up. Exhaling, using my belly, a little tuck of the lower belly to bring myself down to the shoulder. And opposite hand rolling back. I'm pushing into the mat to try and roll the shoulder down the back. And you could lean forward a tiny amount, tuck the tailbone, just so you feel that real twist across. If this is too much, remember you can take yourself back as well. So just sort of finding your sweet spot here. This is just beginning to rotate, a little bit of opening up in our thoracic spine. And you might be able to bring your arm onto your lower back there, roll the shoulder back a little bit more. Nice big slow breaths in. So if you still can count for 5 breaths, 5 counts on the way in and 5 counts on the way out. One more big breath in. As you exhale, bring yourself back to some cats and cows. And we've got other variations. Remember, we've been hooking one ankle over the other and looking from one toe to the other toe. So that could be a variation that you might like to take, or you might like to go back to flexion and extension. And then when you're ready, bringing your left arm up, exhaling, take your shoulder onto the mat, as little weight as possible on your neck. And again, back to that 5 breath, 5 counts in and 5 counts out. That'll give me a chance to say Maureen to Rachel and Liz. Great to see your kitchen is getting work coming back on it, Liz. I saw that in the article today. Kia ora, Kate, and I can see there's 14 of you there, so that's fantastic. Make sure you give me a thumbs up or a heart or say hi either during the class or after the class. It's so great to know that you're in there. Maybe by now you've opened up a little bit and you can take that hand onto your flank and still roll the shoulder down the back. We're still breathing slowly in and slowly out, taking our time warming up. Beautiful. Okay. So from there, just gently turn so you can see me, and we'll go on to our knees for those little stretches that we do at the front of the hips here, those hip flexor stretches. So you could bring your right leg forward or whatever leg feels good for you. Tuck the tailbone, so flesh of the buttocks down towards the feet, so you feel that lovely long lengthening there. And just hold for a few seconds. If you did happen to have a block, quite handy to pop into your hand as well. So if you did have a block, you could pop it into your hands now, squeeze the block, and then maybe bring the block above the head. And again, externally rotating your arms, whether you've got a block or not. So that idea of turning the biceps. The hands are great. They can go either way. We can really turn these upper arms back behind us so that our collarbones widen and our shoulder blades roll in the back. Really turns off those upper track muscles. Beautiful. And then we can take that little block away, maybe hands up, and open the book. And you might follow the gaze, follow the hands with your gaze, or you might keep your gaze straight ahead. Keep pushing into the big toes of both feet to really engage your stability. Again, think of the bottom of the bottom, just engaging, drawing in. It's a container for you. One more in, kia ora, Katie, and one more back. Beautiful. And now bring yourself down. We'll take our runner's lunge. So we could bring your front leg forward as much as is comfortable in your body. You can bring the back leg back, so in a lunge, and then rocking back, maybe a flexed foot, rocking forward. So we're just trying to stretch out these hamstrings, get them nice and juicy. We know that we need to have lovely long hamstrings for our posture. And for walking, we want that heel strike. Just rocking backwards and forwards a few times. If you can flex the foot on the way back, that's great. Maybe even tucking the chin. And we can just pause here and take some cats and cows again. So push the floor away, curl the back up, pull the carpet to get a little bit of stretch in that upper back. It's a really small movement. Just really trying to figure this out, that we can get a little bit more movement in that part of our body. And then bring ourselves back. Great. And we'll tuck the leg up and bring your opposite leg forward. So again, both big toes are on the mat. Both big toes are really pushing. The bottom of the bottom is drawing into the midline. Sometimes I say we've got about $10 there. We're not clenching, we're just holding it. Tucking the tailbone. So you've got the flesh of the buttocks drawing down. Nice job. And again, if you did have a block, it's a great way, or a strap, or a blue ball, to push between the hands as you draw the arms up. Keep the ribs nice and soft. Keep the chin nice and soft. Lengthen up to the crown of the head. Let's exhale. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Actually, my exhale would be better. Let's exhale, arms up. Inhale. Exhale. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. One more time. Exhale, draw the ribs down. We do these lying on the mat a lot. Same thing, just in a different position. And back to our little open the book. So elbows together, following your hands with your gaze if that suits you, or looking straight ahead. Nice bent elbow to really try and get some opening again in those ribs. Challenging our balance here. Push those big toes into the mat. Engage the bottom of the glutes. Pull up your pelvic floors and your belly. Let's do one slow one. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. So much harder when we slow things down, which is why if you ever want to challenge yourself with an exercise, slow it down. That will really make you notice the little bit of inconsistencies you might have, or the wobbles you might have. Okay, so let's come down to the ground now, and we'll lie on our backs, and we'll take that little hip flexor stretch. We've done it a few times, where we cross one ankle over the other. So I've got my right ankle over the left, lying on the back, and the left knee is on the ground. So the leg that's on top, that's in front, is the knee on top. Great job. Arms just at your sides, and we're just letting this right knee just completely head up towards the ceiling. It's not swaying from side to side and rocking back. The left hip stays on the mat, so the stretch really happens then. You probably feel it in the front of the hips. Again, can you soften your buttocks, soften your jaw, soften what you don't need. Just think about sending the knee up towards the ceiling. Thinking of lengthening through the front of this hip flexor. And if you sleep with your knees up, as lots of us do in a wee fetal position, this is a really nice way to start your day, opening up this area. Beautiful. And we can swap around. So left ankle on top of right, right hip on the mat, right knee on the mat. They stay there, and the left leg, it just extends straight up towards the ceiling and back. It doesn't need to be moving any more than that. So again, take your time, use your breath, no rush. Beautiful. Nice job. So we'll go on to some glute bridges now. So Quite handy to have a wall nearby because then we'll go into hamstring bridges. And for your glute bridges, let's first of all, bring our knees into our chest. We'll just do a wee tuck and twist first. So you could bring your legs into that 90-degree angle, flexed feet. And again, you're welcome to put something between your knees, block, ball, even your rolled up towel. And we'll just, actually, I've changed my mind. Put your feet on the ground and bring your arms up. Beautiful. Bring your arms to the side and palms on the mat. Can you externally rotate your arms so your chest is down, but you've got those collarbones nice and wide? Just move this so you can see. The palms down. Beautiful. Whatever feels nice for your legs, you might have bent or straight. Just going to bring our arms up a little bit, and then we're going to inhale to prepare. And exhale, drop the pelvic floors, close the ribs. Inhale to take the arms down, any amount. Exhale to bring them up. So a bit like snow angels. Exhale down. Try and keep those ribs down as you exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going like this. Really trying to close those ribs at the front down towards the back. Keep externally rotating your arms, so drawing these triceps and biceps up, 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 as if you could twist them away. Pushing into the mat and reaching as long as you can. The next time you're up, stay there. Now we'll add these legs. So we've got these arms anchoring us, lengthening out from us. Inhaling to prepare and exhaling, pull up your pelvic floors, close the ribs again. Inhale, take your knees. I'm going to the left because that's nearest so that you can see what I'm doing. I've got flexed feet. I'm not letting my knees arrive all the way to the mat. Just going as far as you can, but your hips have left the mat. You are stacked, one hip on top of the other. And back to the midline. Inhaling, exhaling away. So again, it's a twist. So you can see that my hips have left the mat. My feet are flexed in a 90-degree angle. And back. Good. Let's do that with our breath. Inhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5. Anchor that opposite arm away from you. The opposite shoulder stays on the mat. We're holding deliberately. And now let's come back to the midline. Beautiful. Let's try on the other side of this. We're really anchoring down. Inhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold here. Can you lengthen this top hip away from you? Remember our friends, the obliques. That is what's working here. So draw that hip down and then exhaling to come back. Beautiful. Keep going. Haere tonu. Inhaling, holding for about 5 seconds. So draw this top hip down. Again, how long can the waist be? Really active through those shoulders. And back to the midline. And away again. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. If we've got one side weaker than the other, this is really going to probably be quite noticeable. And back to the midline. Let's just do one more. Holding. 3, 2, 1. Back to the midline. And inhaling away. Holding. And back to the midline. Great job. Now we can actually turn it into a proper twist. So just let those knees arrive on the mat. If they can arrive on the mat, if they can't, you absolutely could put a block between your knees or underneath your knees. This is a pretty big twist. And you could absolutely, and I'll do it now, look away from your knees. A couple of big breaths here. Sigh everything in and sighing everything out. Beautiful. Let's try that on the other side. So knees up and over and finding them on the mat. And again, they might not arrive on the mat. Lengthening this top hip away from you. Back to using these obliques again, anchoring your arms on the ground and looking away from your knees. About 5 breaths here. If you can, taking those 5 counts to anchor the breath. Inhaling. 3, 4, 5. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhaling. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last breath in. And last breath out. I'm just going to quickly text someone. Oh, he's just replied. There we go. Lovely. Okay, so let's go on now to those glutes that I tempted you with earlier. So we're going to have our feet quite close to our bottom, ankles and bottoms quite close. Let's try what we did last Monday, which is just to come straight up with a neutral pelvis, just to that sort of, just so we could rest our bottom on our hips, and then straight down. So squeeze the glutes, straight up, straight down. So we're trying to keep a neutral pelvis, which means the pubic bone is not tipping. So not this, I'm tipping now. Trying to keep that pubic bone neutral, hip bones and pubic bone in one line. Squeezing up, squeezing down, squeezing up, squeezing down. Let's do 2 more. Squeezing up, squeezing down. Last one, squeezing up, squeezing down. Great. Squeezing up. Now we can try and roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Rolling, tucking. Tailbone stays up to the very end. Up, roll down. Melt those vertebrae into the back, 1 vertebra at a time. Up and melting, melting, melting. And up. Melting, melting, melting. Now we'll try and go both ways. So rolling up, tucking, lifting, pants off, t-shirt off, then rolling back down again. Rolling up 1 vertebra at a time and rolling down. But these glutes are on the whole time. So the feel of those glutes, they are powering you up and they are powering you down. Keep pushing into your heels. Nice job. And this time we're going to take our feet up the wall and have a little play with our hamstrings. So feet up the wall, or you might have some other kind of couch, chair, anything else that you could put your legs up on. So this time we're trying to get these hamstrings working. So just like the glutes, we can feel that they're on because they harden. So just put your hands on them now in the middle of the thigh and try and squeeze them to turn them on, squeeze them to turn them off. Your bottom might help a little bit as well. That's okay. They work hand in hand. Just squeezing again. Good. Squeeze and see if you can lift your bottom up. You can go as high as you like, as long as you feel those hamstrings are on, and then use those hamstrings to control you back down. Great job. It's inhaling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhaling. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling. 3, 4, 5. Exhaling. 3, 4, 5. So I can feel mine really on now. So I trust that they're doing the work. I can bring my hands to my sides. Then maybe cactus arms, sorry, robot arms or cactus arms, whatever feels good for you here. Let's just keep going. If these are too easy for you, if you feel like you're not really getting enough, you could put your feet down on blocks or down on the mat as well. Those are the other two variations. And absolutely take your arms away so there's less base of support that way. So as always, we know that from other exercises, the less that we have of our body on the mat, the more we are working. Great. Perfect. Let's take another set. And you could absolutely challenge yourself here. If you've got a Swiss ball, you could put your heels in a Swiss ball because that would make a really big challenge. You've got a wobbly surface then. But if you did have something a little bit lower than a wall, so we're graduating down, maybe a block. I've got my block here, maybe the floor, maybe some books. Just be creative, as I'm sure you have been throughout these classes. So again, get those heels on there. We're thinking of dragging the feet towards us. You'll notice, put your hands back on your hamstrings. If you pull your heels back, and you can see I'm not really doing it. These are these isometric exercises I talk about. But imagine you could pull or resist those heels back, how your hamstrings come on. So that's the same action when you do that. You could try that if they feel like they're not coming on enough. Just have another wee play with that. So we're rolling up, turn those hamstrings on, rolling back down and tucking, rolling up and rolling down. And of course, you could do this with one leg as well if you felt that, again, you wanted to challenge yourself a little bit more. Unstable surfaces are a great way to go. So one foot on a blue ball, or 1 foot on the ground, and the other leg in the air. So I could just let this leg come up, and now one leg is doing all the work, this right leg, which means it's much harder for it. I'm going to turn my block so I've got my heel on there, then I can drag that heel back a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. Cool. And if a big, tall leg doesn't work for you, just bend that leg or tuck it into your chest. Doesn't really matter. It just means you're just adding more weight onto what this leg is doing on its own. Let's do 3, 2, last one. And let's try that do another set. So you might now have your feet on the ground. If you started out with them on the wall, you might try the opposite leg if you were doing a leg challenge. So again, just take a second to establish a comfortable position. Turn off the jaw, tuck the chin. If you do have a little rolled up towel, this is a great time to pop it underneath the head. And then we're gliding up and gliding down. Just checking you have got this hamstring on. So pull the heel back a little tiny bit or turn it on. If you've got that mind-muscle connection, turn it on. It's all about getting that mind-muscle connection. So shut your eyes, direct your focus down to your hamstrings, so that part of your body, and feel them turning on. Feel the blood coming into them, the fresh oxygen coming into them. Feel them growing stronger. We'll do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work. So strengthening and stretching our hamstrings. Fantastic work. Let's go on to our tummies now, and we'll do some more work opening up our thoracic spine. So on Monday, we did those kind of aeroplane lifts. We'll do those again with our hands are stretched out with a wee bend in the elbow, roll the shoulders back, and then glide into our cobras. From cobras, we'll do our single leg kicks, and with ourselves in swan. So you know where we're heading. So take yourself down to the mat, arms out with a little bend in the elbow, fingers on the mat again, and we're rolling the shoulders back. So think again of these triceps coming up towards the ceiling. And there's lots we can do here to support our body and back. We can have our heels together. We can lift our knees and thighs up off the mat. We can tuck our tailbone and pull up our belly button, pull up our pelvic floors. And those things just are continually happening. When you're ready, roll your shoulders down the back. Come onto bend your elbows even more. And push into the hand. Pull the mat back. Pull the mat back to glide your chest up. Once you've got your chest up, holding, pull up the belly button, pull up the pelvic floors, tuck the chin, and roll down. Turn your head to one side. Let everything go. I'll keep turning my head this way so you can hear me, but you can rotate your head. Roll the shoulders back. Again, you might tuck the toes this time, lift up the thighs, roll yourself back into cobra. Maybe slide your hands in, hover your hands. 3, 2, 1. Turn your head the other direction and relax completely. Let's try that again. Tuck the toes, lift the legs, tuck the tailbone, lift the belly button, roll the shoulders back, gliding up, hands underneath you, pull the mat back, pull your chest forward even more. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and then turning your head, relax completely. Nice job. Maybe you've got a little hand weight at home, so if you had, you could hold it in your hands. Otherwise, take your fist onto your lower back lumbar spine or bottom, whatever feels comfortable for you, and just let that elbow relax down to the mat. You're going to roll the shoulder back, lift up the elbow, lift up the shoulder, roll it back down. Roll it up, roll the shoulders down the back, and roll it back down. This time, if you want to, you could add a little lift. You could hover the hand up off the mat, roll the shoulders down the back. This shoulder blade's going into the opposite pocket, so it's diagonally moving down and back. Lifting, hover, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Lifting, hover, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Lifting and hover, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Opening up these muscles at the front, those pec muscles, strengthening those upper back muscles. Keep going. Haere tonu. We'll do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Roll the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Last one. 3, 2, 1. And just relax. I wonder if you feel different on one side and the other. So we'll do that on the other side. And again, you might have a little 1 kg hand weight. This weight is what I use in classes. Or a can of food would be absolutely fine as well. But I would just, at the moment, while you're still opening up this area, there's no rush to get to have a weight as well. So I'm going to turn my head this way so you can see me, but whatever feels good for your head and the opposite arm. Let's roll the shoulder back again, thinking of opposite diagonals with this, and relax it back down. So the first 2 or 3, we're just getting that movement. We're not hovering the hand. Just really thinking about rolling the shoulder across and down. And now for the third one, you could make a fist and hover the hand up off the mat. Reach back and then relax back down. roll, hover, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Really important to relax completely. Let that elbow hit the mat if you can. And then roll and hover, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And roll up, hover, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Roll up, hover, 3, 2, 1, and we'll do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. If you're holding a can or a weight, just check that all of the fingers are around it nice and evenly, that there's not a finger floating off. Last one, I think. Yay! Great job. So we've rolled up these shoulders a little bit more. We'll go on to our swan. So draw the hands underneath you until they're at a 90-degree angle. If that's too much, if that's sore on your lower back especially, roll them away from you. That's absolutely fine. And we'll move on to our single leg kicks. So roll the shoulders back. Trying to, again, pull these hands back to lift up the chest. And then we're going to do a cat and cow here. So push them away to lift, tuck your chin, look towards your thighs. Inhale back, pull. I'm pulling the mat to open up the shoulder blades. And then I'm pushing the mat to lift my belly, any amount. And if you can, add a tuck of the head. Look towards your thighs or look towards your belly. And roll back again. Pull, lift, exhale and tuck. Pull and lift, exhale and tuck. Pull and lift, exhale and tuck. Last one, pull and lift, and we'll stay here. So we'll add that little challenge of the single leg kicks now. So these hands are pulling back, elbows are squeezing in, collarbones are wide. Let's get our right foot, flex it towards our bottom. 3, 2, 1, point it away. 3, 2, 1, point it away. 3, 2, 1, point it away. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Keep going. Nice work. Nice and still through your torso. Trying to be nice and still through our hips. Opening up those hip flexors again. Getting that back line more active. Last one. Perfect. Let's take this lovely open body into a challenge. And this is one of the challenges which I've suggested for tomorrow, Pilates Day, and that is the reverse plank. So fingers forward, roll the shoulders back and lift again. We're weight bearing, so we're pulling the hands towards each other, active through every fingertip, elbows together. So you're also lifting and supporting through this chest. Maybe you'll come up onto both legs and push your bottom up, or maybe you'll extend your legs and try and get your toes towards the mat. Alternatively, one leg bent, one leg pointed, then swap over, one leg bent, one leg pointed. So we're going to do these a couple of times to give you some options. So I'm going to do the full expression, and I'm not going to talk through it because it's pretty hard to talk and do it at the same time. Big breath in, take your position, squeeze your butt, and come up. We're here for 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself back down. Maybe bend your knees, have a little tuck, windscreen wiper the legs, or give your hands a shake. Ready for a second set. You might swap your legs over. You might try long legs this time if you had bent legs, or maybe you'll do bent legs again. Squeeze elbows together, lift the chest, squeeze the butt, up you come. 3, 2, 1, and down again. Great job. Let's come onto our side. And we'll take a different variation for our side series today. Why not? So this inner leg, the bottom leg, is going to be at a 90-degree angle. So we've got flex foot at 90, knee at 90, and the hip at 90 as well. And as always, get something to put underneath your head so you're nice and relaxed in your neck. So I've got a wee blanket here I'll use, or you could absolutely use your own bicep head in your hands as well. Beautiful. And the top leg rolls forward. Nice job. We've got a long sideways with a wee space underneath our oblique. So we're continuing on to keep these sideways nice and strong after working on them so much. So we're going to bring our leg up to hip height and then up a bit more, back to hip height and up. Trying to be nice and long in the waist, so it's just the leg moving in the hip flexor. We're not hitching. So just being quite cognizant that this is long here through the side waist. We're not hitching to get the movement. 3 and up. 2 and up. 1 and up. Keep the leg at hip height. We're going to move it forward and then flex it back. And you can let yourself lean forward a little bit to get a lovely stretch through the front of the hip flexor. You can point the foot to get a lovely stretch here. Flex forward and then point and lengthen the sideways, lengthen the front of the hip flexor, let it lean forward a little bit. Flex and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. Your butt will come on and help support you there. Moving on from that, bicycle. So very similar. We are stretching away and coming back. Maybe flexing away. Use your butt to help you and pointing up. Flexing away, long through the side waist and up. Let's bring it in reverse. Try and keep your knee, if you can, in the same height as your hip. Beautiful. Last one. Cool. And then we'll just tap in front of us. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your leg up and behind you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath, up and over, tap. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift and tap. Try and get the heel on the mat. 3, 2, 1. Lift. 3, 2, 1. Lift, heel on the mat. We're stretching through this waist. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2. And 2, 1, 2. And singles. 1, tap. 2, tap. 3, tap. 4, tap. 5, tap. Wow. Fantastic. Karawi tō mahi. You've done some hot potato work, which is a very, very tricky exercise. And if you could do that with a lovely still hip, you are definitely building up great glute work and oblique work there. Let's try that on the other side. So just let yourself scoot over, set yourself up again, this top leg in a 90-degree angle, flex foot, so it's really helping us lift the leg up and up. So it's hip height and higher. We're not going down. Hip height and higher. Lengthen through this hip. A wee space underneath the side waist. Beautiful. And ready for pointing forward, flexing back, getting that lovely extension. Maybe your glutes will fire up to help. Lengthen. You can have a little tip here of the front hip, top hip, sorry. One more like that. Beautiful. And we'll go on to bicycles, which is very similar. Length, 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 length. And length, length, length. Knee nice and high. And we will reverse it. Back. Exhale to bring that foot up. Inhale away. Exhale. Inhale away. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Ready for tapping. You could point. Try to have your foot doing this sickling. That's a little bit of your body compensating. So it's a straight line, one-legged line. Up behind, same thing behind. We're not sickling the foot. We're trying to have the heel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. 3, 2, 1, and up. 3, 2, 1, and up. 1, 2, and up. 1, 2, and up. Singles. Woohoo! 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. We are energizing up towards our last little challenge, our planks. So you could be in a forearm plank. And again, this is a challenge for a lot of us. We either can do our serratus push-ups on hands and knees, or forearms, or one leg out and then the other, come into a serratus push-up here. So legs are active, quite nice to even pop a block between your knees. That will really help you if you're finding it hard, or ball, if you're finding it hard to get a little bit of strength here. That's a really nice way to get more strength. On our forearms, squeeze the glutes, pull your heels back, pull your elbows towards each other, thumbs towards each other, relax between the shoulder blades, draw the shoulder blades apart. You might do 3 of these, you might do 5 of these. 4 and 5. We're going to go into a side plank, so pushing into the right hand, just tip. And if you did have a block, just keep it there. It's not doing any harm. It's helping you to really engage and squeeze. It's all good. Or you could turn it to the next level, lift up that hip. We're here for a few more seconds. We want to be here for about 30 seconds. 5 seconds to go. Perfect. Bring yourself back to the plank. Good. And we'll go on the other side. So again, top arm here. Push the arm up. Sorry, push the hip up into the arm. Flex both feet. Keep going. 3, 2, 1, and come back down. Great. You might like to take yourself into a nice open leg child's pose. So when we're doing those side, the purpose of the side planks is to maintain that oblique strength that we've been developing, and weight bearing is just another way of getting all over body strength, all over body alignment. So let's just finish off with a couple of nice twists here. You could have legs straight ahead, you could have crossed legs, really whatever suits you here. Remember too, when we do the side planks, if that's too much for you, we've been doing a lot of other oblique work, mermaids, those kneeling side kicks, lifting both legs up, lying on your side. Those are all really good variations to add as well. Okay, so let's pretend we've got that little sword here in our pocket on the right. We're looking down at the sword in the scabbard. We're going to bring the sword up, follow our hand and draw it away from us. Exhale. and inhale. And thanks again to Tanya for this lovely rotation exercise. I just love it. Beautiful. And let's try that on the other side. Got our scabbard here, looking down at it. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful job. So we're going to just spend another couple of minutes back where we began. It's like a nice little benchmark back to Viparita Karani, because you might find that you might be able to see that your hamstrings are a little bit longer than they were at the beginning of the class. So again, you might have a bolster or a cushion that can go underneath your lower back if you're putting both legs up the wall and a wee towel underneath your head. But if you're a little bit more flexy or you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, I've got that door jam that I remember I talked about at the beginning of the class. And we're actually going to put one leg up the door jam and the other leg is going to pop through into my bathroom there. So one leg is going to disappear into. And again, you could be quite far away from the wall, or you could snuggle yourself forward and have that leg being quite long. Once we're there, just like our hamstring stretches we do, and just like the cues I say all the time, this hip is drawing away. Actually, you might be able to feel that the bone, the hip bone at the back there, with the femur bone, can push into that door jam. So you get that lovely length there. So we're going to stay here for a good couple of minutes. Come back to that belly breathing if you can. So you can bring our hands onto our belly if that's comforting for you. One hand on the heart, one hand to the belly can be a really nice place to be. I'm just going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe shut your eyes, inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little pause at the top. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little pause at the bottom. Inhaling. Pause. Exhaling. Pause. Let's stay there if you have got both legs up the wall. But if you have had the door jam challenge, then you're welcome to swap yourself around. So now I'm in the doorway on the other side. I've got my right leg heading up the wall and my left leg popping through into my bathroom there. Again, draw your hip that's up the wall, so your right hip down and away from you, so you can get a connection with the wall there. Beautiful job. And we'll come back to that beautiful belly breathing if you can. So yesterday I heard a really interesting interview on Catherine Ryan about how to get a good night's sleep, especially at times like this where a lot of us can have a little bit more to worry about than normal, or anxiety levels up a little bit more. So it's the book that Dr. Gareth Kanji, who's a Wellingtonian, has written, is called Brain Connections, and it's how to get a good night's sleep. So interesting about the benefits, especially for women, that we get from a good night's sleep. I'll post the interview on Facebook after this. But
he recommends what we're doing right now, that we take 5-second inhales and 5-second exhales to turn that parasympathetic nervous system on, to calm ourselves down. Talk about the benefits of yoga, Tai Chi, those kind of practices where we do that breath work. But the way I teach Pilates, I guess because I am a yoga teacher as well, is I do often come back to breath work. So that's something I'm always conscious of, and maybe something we'll work on more in the future. He also talked about having hot baths or saunas as well as being great ways to relax. So unfortunately, there's no saunas at the moment, of course, but maybe you've got a hot bath at home. Anyway, great information about how important sleep is for energy, for restoring our body, for bone density, and I will post that for you all. So I would also like to remind you that tomorrow is Pilates Day, and I'll be having a practice here at 10:30 a.m. So it'll be so lovely to see you, and maybe you'll post a picture, and maybe you'll let me know that you're here as well. So let's now take our legs away, beautiful, one side to the other, and we can finish our class. So you might just want to sit with crossed legs. Take your hands to heart center if that's good for you. And Tihe Modi Order. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. And I hope to see you tomorrow morning at 10:30, maybe with your whānau. And if that's no good, I will see you on Monday, where we might play with door jams a bit more, but we'll definitely do some more work on for our Pilates for posture, that's for sure. So thanks again for your support, and I'll look forward to seeing you very soon. Ka kite anō whānau. Nā te wā.